Surah 36 of the Quran, known as Ya-Sin, is often approached through a mystical lens. We are going to look past traditional interpretations and examine the text as a technical manual. A rationalist perspective applies the tools of systems theory and structural analysis to the Arabic text. Within this framework, the opening alphabetical letters, Ya and Sin, function as structural metadata. They categorize the information that follows. Identifying these letters as metadata redefines the chapter. It becomes a diagnostic tool for a high-level information delivery system. This system is built upon two foundational variables, the Arabic letters Ya and Sin. This header alerts the auditor that the following module concerns a specific functional delivery protocol. The chapter tracks the precise flow of information, moving from a universal source down to a localized agent on the ground. Understanding this alphabetical header is the prerequisite for decoding the physical and sociological laws described in the rest of the text. We begin with the first variable, Ya. This letter links to the root Yad, signifying hand, power, or action. Systemically, Ya represents the active agent. It is the localized point where abstract law converts into a physical force. The second variable is Sin. It acts as the semantic anchor for sultan, or authoritative proof, and samim, meaning signal reception. Sin functions as the regulating authority. It ensures the transmission of law flows from the source without distortion. Combined, the header Ya-Sin defines a specific state, the active agency executing the authoritative law. This abstract metadata identifies the nature of the physical delivery mechanism, the sent one, or morsal. The text describes this sent one as a transducer, a human component operating within a calculated trajectory. This trajectory is defined in the text as the straight path, or Sirat Mustaqim. Information theory defines a straight path as the optimal zero-impedance channel between source and receiver. The YS header identifies the messenger as the node delivering the data stream of the wise Quran. If the channel is designed for zero impedance, we must identify what causes the human sociological system to reject the signal. Verses 8 and 9 describe a state of blockage, individuals with iron collars around their necks and barriers obstructing their sight. These collars and barriers describe a state of cognitive rigidity. Inherited traditions and ego-driven assumptions act as mechanisms that block the active agency of truth from being processed by the hearing center. When bias blocks the Sin signal, the Ya agency stalls, leading to a loss of bandwidth. The text uses physical sciences to prove how a stalled system can be restarted. Verse 33 focuses on biology, describing the dead earth and its revival by introducing water. The parallel is clear. Just as the biosphere requires the active agency of water to yield grain, a dead sociological system requires the agency of the wise Quran to produce functional output. The text then points to astrophysics in verse 40, observing the mathematically calculated movements of the sun and the moon. Each component moves within an orbit, or falak, a trajectory synchronized with the laws of nature. The text presents the trajectory of the messenger as following a social orbit that reflects the same precision and authority found in orbital mechanics. The Ya-Sin protocol functions as a module of final accountability and systemic proof. In the final verse, the chapter moves from the localized envoy back to the universal source. A linguistic symmetry reveals the architecture. The word yad, meaning agency or hand, initiated the communication. This same term is used at the end to describe the final return. This terminal node is malakut, the universal dominion that regulates all things. The agency acting as the physical transducer is powered by the same force that regulates the entire universal system. It is a closed loop. The Quran presents the physical universe and its own text as a unified empirical evidence base. It contrasts the rigid state of cognitive stasis with the fluid motion of objective truth. Reconciling with the incoming YS signal is an active, deliberate choice to completely dismantle these rigid internal barriers. By understanding the algebra of revelation, the individual is equipped to break free from iron collars and begin moving purposefully within the orbits of truth.